I'm currently on the phone with Jon. He's another musician that reached out about the current interview session. So I'm going to go ahead and give him the chance to introduce himself.
Oh, my name is Jon Rabideaux. I have a band called Brother John Band. Play around, live in St. Paul, Minnesota. Play around the area. Yeah, wherever the gig takes me, I guess.
Sure. Awesome. So let's talk about how you kind of first got into music. Tell me about, what it was about music that drew you into it. When did you first come in contact with it and find it to be important?
The way I got into it was my grandma had bought me a piece of crap little $15 Stella guitar from a garage sale. I was probably 9 years old, and I just fell in love with it. I mean, I just couldn't put it down. So that just kind of sent me on my journey, I guess, from there. Did a little playing in church and whatnot,
Okay, tell me a bit about like the learning process. Like when you got the gift, was it learning tabs to popular songs that you were into, or did you do private lessons? Tell me a bit about how you actually began to approach the instrument.
Okay, I started taking it a little more serious, we'll say about 14, 15 years old. I started digging in, buying my own guitars and amps and reading Guitar Player magazine. So I would learn a lot from like videos, and hot licks videos were big back then, and Guitar Player magazine, learning to read from the tabs and the articles. And I didn't really take lessons. I didn't take 2 lessons, I should say. I don't know, bad student, I guess. But
Sure.
but my process was take 3 bands or whatever, 3 songs from bands that I liked, and try to learn the songs. I can remember being about 15, learning, some Jimi Hendrix tunes, tried to learn Led Zeppelin stuff, but that was in weird tunings. So that was beyond me at that time. Some Black Sabbath, a couple Van Halen tunes, but that stuff was a little too crazy for me too. But
Sure. So it was mostly like learning by ear, or were you using tabs to learn these songs?
well, yeah, I relied on tabs a lot, quite a bit. Yeah.
Okay. And
But
then,
learning by ear for sure.
so tell me about the next steps after that. Once you got comfortable with the instrument and, figured out that you could actually create your own stuff, what was that like for you?
Well, I started writing songs when I was in like 6th grade. I mean, I started writing songs pretty much when I started playing guitar. I don't know why. I just liked writing songs. I didn't have any agenda or anything. It's just kind of something that I guess came natural. But when I was about 18 or so, 17, 18, I got my first band together, and I just learned like 40 cover songs. Boom, I learned a bunch of covers. Then I showed them to my guitar player friend, and we ended up throwing him on bass, and we got our first band together.
Awesome. So tell me about that process. Were you guys just doing the garage band type thing, or were you writing and recording? What was it, just for fun?
It was kind of just for fun. I was writing songs, so I was trying to introduce some of my music to the band. But mostly we just learned, what I did was, my brother played. So my first time on stage was with my brother's band. And then one time my brother he was a bass player. He didn't show up for the gig. So his buddy was like, Johnny, let's go. I need you on bass tonight. I'd never played bass before. So I ended up playing bass for the band for that night, and then going home and like learning all the songs on bass, and going, I better learn these guys' set because they might need me again. You know, so that's how I picked my song list. Was I just, it was basically my brother's band's song list, and then I brought that to my band when we started playing.
Okay. And so let's kind of talk about that a bit. Tell me about the band that you eventually formed. It sounds like it was some covers and then also some original material.
Yeah, a little bit of original, but we didn't last very long. They kicked me out actually for whatever reason. I don't know.
The band that you started? No.
Yeah. Me and the guitar player didn't get along. I don't know. Just one of them weird guitar player ego things, I suppose. I mean, yeah, it sure does. None of us knew what we were doing. I was just trying to lead the band, and I don't know. Um, Maybe he didn't like it or what, but I mean, I was also doing a whole lot of drinking too, so I'm sure that doesn't help anything.
Yeah, that can complicate
Yeah,
matters.
yeah, I sure can. But yeah, we were mostly doing covers. I ended up moving to Minneapolis shortly after that, and then just started playing in bands around the Twin Cities.
So tell me about that. You moved to Minneapolis. Did you start looking for projects on like Craigslist, or did you already have people in the network? How was that process?
I went to music tech for a little while, not very long. Again, I don't do well with school, and plus I had a pretty good drinking problem at by that time. But so that's another story. But anyway, I was in music tech, and one of my peers um, said, "Hey, man, these friends of mine are looking for a guitar player. You should go talk to them." So I did, and then I ended up, playing with a band called the Resistors. That turned into Kindred, and Kindred, we did a record at Blackberry Way, I believe, doing covers and originals. And then two of us took off from that band, and we ended up forming a band called Monterey Jack. And that band, we just played a lot. I mean, we jumped in, we were playing 6 nights a week for more often than not. And yeah, we just kept going from there.
Okay. So tell me about the projects you're involved in now. Is it still that project, or are you doing an additional
No,
thing?
God, no. That was many years ago. Um, you know, so after that, let's see, Monterey Jack, then I joined a band that was just kind of a party band, out of St. Paul, the Outfit. Then I joined in an original band out of North Dakota or South Dakota, called Abby Someone. And after that is kind of when I started getting the band I have now together, which is called Brother John Band. And so the band I have now, I've had for quite a while. I don't know, many years now. And I've made one record. I'm working on 2 more right now. My drug and alcohol problem hindered a lot of my progress with playing, getting things done. Basically, it's hard to get stuff done when you're drinking all the time, you know? Yeah. So, but, I sobered up a few years ago, maybe 15 years ago, and started recording and writing more and playing more. And, and yeah, man, we're still going strong. We've been doing real good.
Okay, so are you guys writing new material right now, or are you just booking shows? What is kind of the outlook for the band, and where do you kind of see that going?
That's hard to say, because for like the last 10 years or so, the band has been a revolving door of players. So it's been hard to get things done with that. So we're in the studio and we're writing a little bit, but I have a backlog of music that I need to get recorded. So I don't have a shortage of material. Like I said, I'm working on 2 records right now. One is almost done. We're just getting some finishing touches on it, and the other record is half done. And I actually started another record at another studio. So I'm working on 3 records right now.
Nice.
And
very busy.
yeah, yep. So I've been, like I said, I've been writing here and there, but that's not been my focus lately. My focus is more of just getting some of this stuff that I've already written out, get that out the door.
Okay, very cool. So in addition to working with booking shows and everything, and then recording 3 albums, you seem very busy. What has kept you motivated and engaged in the process for so long?
Oh boy, I don't know. That's a good question. What keeps me doing it? For one thing, it's hard to say no. So, if somebody calls me and is like, "Hey, you want a gig?" It's like, "Yeah, I do."
Mm-hmm.
So I just keep working and keep playing, and it's a good way to network, keep your chops up, all of that good stuff. But I just love to play music, really.
Awesome. I mean, that's a valid answer. Doing it for the love of music is exactly why I do these interviews, to find people that are out there like you doing it for that reason. Awesome. That's great. So tell me where people can find you. What are your social media links?
BrotherJonBand.com. John is spelled Jon. Facebook. So Facebook.com/BrotherJonBand. Instagram. YouTube is a good place to check us out because I've been working on some videos. I like doing videos lately. It's different and it's kind of fun. So we've been busting out some videos. I'm not sure what the link is, but YouTube Brother John Band.
I can probably find it and make sure it gets linked and everything. All right. So I always like to give the person I'm interviewing the opportunity to put out their last word. So what's a message that you have that you feel like other people should hear?
Careful who you have kids with.